Well, let me tell you all that we are here with Mason Vi. Stop by. You may know him from his work with Old Crow Medicine Show. He's got a new record that's on the way out. I've already listened to it. I don't even know if it is out yet because you all just leak your records to me.
Yeah.
But I assume it's coming out soon.
It's not out, no. It comes out on April 25th.
She's the steady in the storm, the rock to my road, that North Star shining bright, bringing me home. I'm a highball train trying to tear off the track. She's a hands on the brakes, keeps pulling me back. And thank God for that. I'm a fireball, half crazy. Thank God he sent that girl to save me. I was buck wild wandering until she came along and roped this old boy in. No stranger to sin until she gave me new beginnings, till she showed me what heaven really is. She's a back-footed bar dancer, blue jean beauty. Ooh. She's a Sunday morning saving grace, sermon watching over me. Sweeter than dandelion wine on a porch swing, gentle on my mind like a southern pine summer breeze. I'm a fireball, half crazy. Thank God he sent that girl to save me. Yeah, that girl saved me.
Little adds in there at the end. Yeah, that's great, man. We can do it in C, yeah. Or if you want to do it again.
No. I think that was
That was a good. That was real.
Yeah, we can't lie. That was real. Yeah.
I don't know if this got captured, but that's fine with me, man. Dude, you like sound like you have listened to the song before. I thought maybe you
joking.
Just listened to it once.
I'm not joking at all, man. It's been stuck in our heads.
Well, I wrote that with a buddy of mine, Zach John King, who's recently been doing all this stuff on Music Row and is kind of blowing up as a country artist recently, but we met on American Idol.
Oh, yeah.
And we wrote the other song that's on the album, Wide Open, together. We wrote that just thinking maybe we were going to pitch it to a country artist, but I had that song stuck in my head so much. I felt such a connection with it, too, because I felt like I have a woman in my life who's like the rock in my, whatever, storm and the calm in the storm.
You know the lyrics to your own song.
Yeah. I'm basically saying that in there. Yeah, reiterating what I already said in the song. Basically. No, but yeah.
No, that's great, man. Yeah, that thing is such an earworm. It really is. I mean, I'm surprised it's not still stuck in your head.
It is sometimes. Yeah, I mean, all of them a little bit. That's why I was like, that's why I recorded them, because
Yeah.
That's what you want, right? You want the earworms. I am so excited for the bluegrass community to hear some of the features where I got Ronnie Bowman and Junior Sisk and Rhonda Vincent singing on this album.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was like dream collabs. And then this next single, Melt in the Sun, that's about to come out. That one is a fire heater that Aaron Ramsey, the producer of the album, took this wild mandolin solo. So all those mandolin enthusiasts out there, be ready to be wowed and amazed and awestruck.
That's good, man. Yeah, get ready to write it down. You're speaking to my audience now. They're all nerds. They're going to transcribe it. Yeah.
Learn it with a bluegrass guitar solo instead. Yeah.
Spoilers, we did just go out to eat, and, we did have some of these conversations. We're just going to recap them.
Yes, we just talk about it again. That's good.
What's that transition like, stepping away from Old Crow and now kind of focusing on yourself, on your own songwriting and like all of that stuff?
Oh, yeah. Like we were talking about earlier, when I joined the band, there was kind of a feeling of imposter syndrome or something like that, to just kind of join a band where the other guy who I was telling you, who got hired along with me at the same time, had played with Chris Stapleton beforehand. So, me coming from like small beginnings and or whatever, Stokes County, North Carolina, and never having a big touring gig before, to jump straight into the tour bus and be playing these big festivals and stages. It was a wild transition to get used to that, but the guys were very welcoming and it figured it out. But there was definitely some moments, that I was telling you about, where at the end of the day, everybody was having these remember when stories, and I'd always wished I had kind of had some of that time on the road, or that experience of the come up. The journey sometimes is what it's all about.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited about doing that with this album and bringing it to all y'all folks. And hopefully this is the album that's going to be the journey to the top of the mountain again. Yeah.
All of that is, part of your come up. That's part of your story.
Oh, yeah. I learned so much through being in that band about performance and songwriting. Ketch was a great mentor to me as a songwriter. We co-wrote a lot of the songs on the last album that I did with band Jubilee that got nominated for a Grammy, which was really cool. And so I took a lot of that influence, and these were a lot of songs that had kind of been sitting around that Old Crow didn't cut, and some that I hadn't even showed the guys, and put them out on this bluegrass album with a killer band. Aaron Ramsey produced it, and I feel really strongly about it. I think it's good stuff.
I have some questions about a music video that I saw that was... It was very Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, yeah.
How did that come?
So, I've just been going all out on these music videos for this album, just because I want every song to have some kind of backstory or connection to it, other than just the lyrical component, that there's some kind of visual, whatever aspect as well. So there's a music video for Fallin', which is kind of more like a cartoon visualizer. And then we did one for There Goes Another One, which, funny, out of all these, that one is getting a lot of
That's the one.
And people are really liking the There Goes Another One music video, at least. It's funny because that one was, my buddy did that totally for free, and I was really thankful. Shout out to Chip Bondurant, who had never directed a music video before. He had only done video for like vintage classic cars and goes to car shows.
That's how you had the cars.
And that's how he has that old Nova and the old 67 Chevrolet. And we actually, he is well known within the community near Mount Airy, North Carolina. So there's a bunch of them Mayberry old police cars from the Andy Griffith Show sitting around, and we got one of those and had like a whole, he had the costumes and everything right. Like he did it out. He really went a long way. So shout out to Chip Bondurant, who is the man.
That's awesome.
But so because it was like totally free, I went and bought me a new hat, and that's why it's like I'm leaning into this Smokey and the Bandit thing,
Yeah.
So I went. That was my one expense for the.
No, that was great. that red button up and everything. You were channeling it for sure.
Definitely.
You never kind of know which one's gonna like do it, which one's gonna like take off and get some of those views and stuff, right? It's hard to tell.
Well, I think it harkens a lot of people back to the Darlings or the Dillards or whatever, and that stuff. Or you think about Smokey and the Bandit, and there's banjo on Eastbound and Down. It's kind of connected to these songs, or Bonnie and Clyde, the theme of that, and with Foggy Mountain Breakdown. These bandit getaway kind of songs are connected to the banjo. And shout out to Jason Davis, who tore it up on that one. On that song, he laid the hammer to it. Took no prisoners.
Yeah, let's not do that one. That one's got, I think that's got too many chords for me.
That one is. It's fast too. It's hard to do without a band. Honestly, I've been trying to do it live, and I have like a kind of a bluesy version that I'm working out too.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Long story short, it sounds better with a driving banjo. Let's wait on
So
that.
you're gonna hire a banjo player.
You play the banjo, right? Bro, bust it out. Let's tear one up.
Well, I remember that sunset, them old blue jeans on the line. They were a fade like a fire we had once upon a time. Back then it was simple, two young hearts just singing a love song that ended when you left the screen door swinging. Wide open and miles left to go. Wild horses lead me down this lonesome road. I got you tattooed on my arm before we left it all behind. Now I'm a wide open, I can't get you off my mind. You cut me wide open.
Yeah, keep on going.
Well, that winter wind, it's a whipping, and it's a nipping at my neck. I recall how sweet you kissed me before we fell into this mess. And I think back to that picture, still on the dashboard of my car. Lord, I'm reminded of a time when you held your loving arms. Wide open, miles left to go. Wild horses lead me down this lonesome road. I got you tattooed on my arm before we left it all behind. Now I'm a wide open, I can't get you off my mind. You cut me wide open. Well, now I reached out to a friend of mine who I hadn't seen in years, and I told him all that happened. Well, as I tried to fight back the tears, he said, man, you need a drink. I got the cure down at the farm. We can't forget about all of that and turn that screw top jar wide open and let the corn liquor kill the pain. May the moon shine bright on your heart tonight and take that hurt away. Oh, but even that white lightning, Lord, it can't fix what's left behind. Now I'm a wide open, I can't get you off my mind. You cut me wide open, Lord, you cut me wide open.
Yeah, man. Sounds great.
How do you get started when you write songs? Are you looking for are you one of those guys that's looking for chord changes? Are you looking for hooks? Are you looking for just like one line to excite you? Like what?
You
is
know,
it?
that song is a great example of where it was the title and the chord changes. Definitely, there's like a billion songs that have that kind of progression right there. You know, Country Roads and Wagon Wheel. That chord progression. Sometimes it's like people when they hear that they're like, "Oh, hit song." Okay, all right, yeah. You know, so that I'd never written a song with that chord progression before, and said, "All right, but we got to write a good one." So I sat down with my buddy Zach John King, and you know, it's a little different. There's a couple changes, and it's not exactly like any of those other ones that I named, but it kind of is based off of that kind of folky, whatever hit song,
Totally.
you know, algorithm, whatever you want to call it. And then we thought about the title, Wide Open, and I have that is the same thing with the other song on the album, Fallen, where what I love about a good country song is when the hook or the title can mean something different each verse, and you kind of have a turn of phrase, and that's kind of what happens there. Is like you lead up, and then Wide Open means something different each time.
Yeah.
And with the song Fallen, it's the same way on that one, where it's like,
You pass me a J as the band started to play, took us higher than we'd ever been before.
so it's talking about like you meet somebody at a festival, they pass you a joint, and then it goes into,
Said if you wanna feel something, I died. Ooh, take a deep breath and hold on tight.
it's talking about like taking a big hit.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're allowed to say this on the podcast, but anyway, and then the next verse is about like trespassing in the woods, running off and going into a swimming hole on which is kind of a big thing in the country, or whatever. You just end up, maybe trespassing is not the right technical word, but like you go off and
Friendly neighborhood trespassing.
yes. Where you go hop in, the river where there's a swimming hole or something like that. And so the next line, it does that about like take a deep breath and hold on tight, about jumping in the swimming hole.
Yeah.
So I like a song that and Wide Open does the same thing where each verse.
Yeah, that's lovely.
And I thought about the chords on all those. This one kind of reminds me of that. Makes me think of like Foo Fighters Kings of Leon, or all those different like it kind of grungy sounding rock bands that had that kind of. That's what we kind of chose that. And specifically for that song Fallen, I thought about the melody along with, that was one of the only songs where I've done this with the melody along with the title, because the melody falls as it goes down, and so you're singing falling as the melody's dropping. And I thought that was kind of a cool musical thing. Anyway, but
I love all those tricks. I've tried a time or two to write a song as well.
let's see. Yeah, should we jam on one of them?
No.
I like some of them were hard though. I was listening to them.
They're too hard.
Gotta imagine. See, it's so funny. Talk about songwriting. My dad is a great songwriter. He's an award-winning songwriter. And when I was, I don't know, about 19, we got asked to do some kind of thing together where we were both teaching at some songwriting camp. I think I was just there because I was his son or what, who knows what it was, but I was there doing some kind of songwriting workshop, and I was hearing Dad say something about like, well, you don't want to make them too hard. You want them easy chords so everybody can learn to jam along with it. And I remember thinking in my head, I was like, Dad, I don't know if you know that many chords. That's just an excuse or whatever. No, but like, no. But as I've gotten older and wiser, I start to realize he was totally right.
It's true.
You want to be able to make the songs. I mean, my dream is to have a song that can be played around a campfire all across America, and maybe even in some other countries.
Yeah.
And that takes to have a song that does that. You can't make it incredibly complicated like a Beethoven symphony or whatever.
No.
You got to have a 2 or 3 or 4 chord song that everybody can kind of learn and pick on.
If you're going to make it ridiculously hard on the album, like the song has to simplify down, like especially if you're going to take it on the road, you're going to go sing it by yourself and
every
stuff.
night.
Yeah,
That's the other thing you start to realize.
Don't make the weirdest thing. Make it playable.
Yeah, definitely. Make it approachable.
Yeah.
And jammable, because when you want it, I want it to be a jam hit where somebody can learn it at the jam and go, I want to play that. And then if it's easy, like I said, if it's easy for them to learn or to learn the chorus or sing it, then they're going. That's how I learned so many of the traditional bluegrass songs, from looking them up online, but actually picking them up just through playing them a whole bunch in the jam sessions, like New River Train or a 9-Pound Hammer. You just play those enough times where you just like, I know the words now.
Yeah, I have a friend that always asks me to sing "I'll Just Stay Around." And it's like every time he asks me, I'm like, gosh, I don't know that song. And he's like, you know that song. I've heard you sing it. And sure enough, like, I know all the words. Yeah. And I sing it. But, it's like every time it comes up, I'm like, man, I really don't think I know it.
Well, that one's funny because a lot of the lines are like they kind of say the same thing in different orders in the verses with that one. That's
so you can get away with screwing it up a little.
They won't know. Yeah. First, just sing the first verse again. That other one is like, we go up here and then.
Okay.
It's not. I think you got it.
I'll figure it out.
Okay, or do you want to do the other one? Because
No,
the
no,
other
no,
one's a
no.
little easier.
No. We've sang so much time. We have to do this one now.
Maybe you could sing along to it. Is that asking too much?
Maybe.
No, it's pretty simple. It's like
Buy
and find.
Yeah.
That's not that hard. I think that, but that would add a lot. 2 and a 1.
Done borrowing trouble and letting it out. Trouble come, trouble go, trouble on around. Chasing that fire and stoking that flame left me with a dead man's hand in the devil's game. I was turning up bases, now I'm turning up jack. Heading down the wrong road with a gun to my back. Oh, and sooner or later gonna find my way. But the trouble I carry has a price to pay. Goodbye, tomorrow's gone. Help me find my way home. And I wished I would have told you that you were the one. And I love you till the rocks all melt in the sun. Hey, hey. You look into the mirror, but you see clear through. Too hard to look back at what you know is true. And I'd give anything just to hear your sound. And hear you whispering, honey, come and lay me down. Well, I'd sail across the seven seas. I'd safari through the Serengeti. Scale any cliffs on the mountain climb. But if I could only hold you one last time. Goodbye, tomorrow's gone. Help me find my way home. And I wished I would have told you that you were the one. And I love you till the rocks all melt in the sun. I'm done borrowing trouble and letting it out. Trouble come, trouble go, trouble on around. Well, you try and fix what's been broken, but we both know it'll never be the same again. Goodbye, tomorrow's gone. the rocks all melt in the sun. And I love you till the rocks all melt in the sun.
That's great, man.
That's fun, dude. Yeah. That's a jammer.
Thanks for hanging out, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, stop by next time you're in town.
I definitely will.
Yeah, we'll have you again.
Well, any local people to Raleigh area, I'm playing June 6th at the Wake Forest Listening Room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to come in and sit in or something.
Yeah, that's
I got
just
you on the guest list, my man.
that's just down the road. I'll be there.